Welcome back to another episode, Talks with AJ Podcast. I'm your host, my co-host.
Poised with Style and Grace 22.
Today we have a special guest, the militant minister himself. Allow me to introduce to you Samsin Hylton.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, my brother.
I'm
Welcome
honored.
to the podcast, man.
Thank you, King. I
It's a
appreciate
pleasure
that.
to have you, man.
I'm honored and humbled to be here.
Of course, man. This guy here, guys, this man here was my mentor back in high school, man, when I was coming up. I've been knowing him for 25 years. He always had a message for me, man. So we gonna fellowship, and I'm telling you, my brother, he has a lot of gems. He has a lot of information, and I'm telling you, grab your popcorn, kick back, and listen to this episode before we dive in. You have any questions for him, sis? Before
I'll
we
let
get
you
started?
go ahead. Oh, well, what I will say is I was hoping, because I had told my brother, I was like, if you could find your old CD, because I'm like his sister brother, right?
Uh-huh.
So we used to bump so hard to your CD, right? So I know that's your alter ego, Samson Wildfire, but unfortunately you didn't have it. And, back then there was no such thing as like YouTube where I could go back and search up if you had any music. So unfortunately, viewers, you didn't get to see that part of his alter ego.
Right, exactly.
Samson Wildfire.
All right, so let's get into it. So let me ask you this question, my brother. Can you take us back to high school? What did football mean to you at the time?
Wow. Football was everything. It was my out. It was my relief, because coming from the backgrounds that we come from, Haitian American descent, single parent, trying to figure things out, grew up in an era where, be honest with you, I grew up with a lot of bullies. And around the time where being Haitian wasn't so popular.
Yeah.
So as we grew and our culture started to claim the respect that it was deserved, we got into sports, but started sports late. So I dove into it with everything that I had, growing up without a dad. And of course, the bully aspect, you are angered quite a bit, trying to learn things the hard way, trying to figure it out yourself. Your mom's always working, and her frustrations and what she went through back home in Haiti and then here in the world in the U.S. It's one thing being a single black mother. It's another thing being a single black Haitian mother. And, a lot of her anger and frustrations, the love that she had for me, it kind of, it came out a bit rough, trying to keep me off the streets and from the life that she saw other people and other children going to. But long story short, I just dove into football and took all that anger and aggression out in the sport because you're allowed to. And I excelled pretty well, but just by putting in my emotions and my focus and my drive. If it wasn't for football, to be honest with you, class, school, none of that, it wouldn't mean nothing. But you have to stay eligible to play. That's one of the best things they ever did was set it at a level to where a student athlete would be able to go to class, do somewhat the minimum, and be able to play. And with the coach we had, Aristide, God bless, shout out to our House of Representative, Wallace. He was like the modern day James Evans, the Haitian James Evans, he got in us. He got in us seriously. So he helped with the structure and the foundation. And football was everything. I ate, slept, drank it, but the problem was I didn't watch it. I dreamt of it, but when the only time I really delved into football was when it's time to put on the pads. I didn't become a student of the game, and that affected me heavily on the next level. But to keep me off the streets, to keep me focused, and to be able to put forth all that aggression that was inside on the football field, it was everything for me.
Okay.
So elaborate a little bit more when you say you didn't watch football, meaning like you didn't watch football games like NFL games or no?
None of it.
Wow,
None of it.
that's interesting.
It was foreign to me. I didn't really understand the game so much as far as to the science and everything. I didn't really hang around with kids that watched it, so it was foreign. My mom didn't watch it, so it was never on at the house. And when we would sit down in film sessions, my mind was elsewhere. I just couldn't wait to get on the field.
So then what got you into football?
Playing in the park, you playing tackle.
Right.
You're outside playing with some kids. Before, earlier it was basketball as a kid. Swimming in the pool, running around. But as soon as I saw that game of football, and you could hit somebody, you could grab them, you get physical and not get in trouble.
Right.
Oh, it wowed me. It was amazing. It was the best feeling in the world to get aggressive and not get in trouble for it.
Oh, okay.
And there you got respect at the same time. So, the bullies go from, looking at you in a certain light to like, yo, I want him on my team.
Right.
But this sounds crazy to me though. So you didn't have any players that you looked up to, any NFL players or college players that you looked up to that made you want to play football?
It wasn't that they made me want to play, but back when I was a jit, Tecmo Bowl was the game.
Yeah.
And you get Bo Jackson, and you see this guy, you can't stop him. So I idolized him just because of the video game, but I never watched him.
Okay.
It's not until later on I grew up and I watched like, yo, he was really doing this stuff. That's why he was like that in the games. But brother, no.
I'm surprised, man, because you come from a line of greats. At North Miami, you had the Earl Littles of the world, the Marlon Barnes.
Yeah.
You also had the other guy that played, I believe he played with the Broncos, the D tackle. Can't remember his name, but he played in the early 90s. So I would have assumed that those guys were probably like, the ones that probably you looked up to that motivated you to want to play football.
I didn't even know about them till I got to North Miami and
Got
heard
it.
their
Got it.
names.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got
Like
it.
I said, it was just an out.
Mm-hmm.
It was an out because it was just me and my mom for a long time.
Got it.
And, watching her frustrations, watching what she went through. And then, once I got out, when she let me out the house and I found that sport, I was able to really get physical. Besides throwing hands, it was football. And
Got
then
it.
apparently, sooner or later during the game, somebody's going to throw hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was usually me, the Haitian kid. Yeah, they try the Haitian kid. Yeah, let's throw him. And that's how I learned how to throw hands,
Got it.
I was a happy kid. Beyond of the stuff I went through, God placed a happy spirit in me.
Okay.
And everything I went through, I just took it with a grain of salt. I had to grow up fast, and I did, and I embraced it. But it was, I noticed the transitions in life, God allowed for those children who were going through what they're going through and felt like they were able to inflict their misery and pain on me,
Right.
help me become a different individual.
Okay.
And help me get into who I become today. So I embrace it all. It's an amazing journey. It's crazy. Like when I think about it, as I speak of it, say, I never watched football. Even when I went to college, I didn't watch it.
That's crazy.
I watch it now only because I know people directly, personally, who are playing.
Gotcha.
So I watch it as a fan to cheer them on,
Got it.
to support them.
Okay.
But if I tell you I sit down and I'm watching, I enjoy it, I don't know them.
Gotcha. But let me ask you this question. Though. So was there a specific moment you realized you were talented enough for a scholarship? When did you realize that? Like you were talented enough that you can earn a scholarship to go to college?
I was at MacArthur.
Okay.
And I started putting on weight and I started having my way with individuals. When I first started, like I said, I didn't play much. And, I was just another number. Go out there, catch the ball, get lit. You be that kid that, throw them out there, let them linebackers eat them up. But I kept coming back, and it's not until my junior year playing tight end where I put on some weight. I got up finally to 200. And I started hearing how they were talking about me. I noticed that I was making a difference.
Okay.
I was getting in the papers. And due to the grace of God, one or two plays that I would have in specific games would end up making the papers. I was like, wow, I'm not as talented as a couple of other guys on the team, but yet I'm making the papers. And so I saw that immediately was the grace of God. I saw that as my mom's prayer and the hard work that I was putting in. So as I got stronger, faster, and I started having my way and my presence on the field, and I started noticing the looks I were getting, I knew that I could
So
get
colleges were reaching out to you?
Yeah, I was getting some letters because back then it was different. The way they communicated with you is not as they do now.
Yeah, it was letters.
It was letters. Yeah, you get letters. So I started filling up my wall. I had a wall full of letters. It was mainly Mizzou.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had Mizzou. And a little bit from Michigan.
Okay.
That was a big one, and a couple of others. So I started filling up my wall, and that felt good. You know,
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was different. It was foreign. But it was still a dream, but it was coming to fruition.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Okay, well, I'm a student for life. So I came with the composition book with my notes prepared for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me ask you this, because I know you, with going to college, you walked away from a full ride scholarship, right?
I did.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that perhaps if you had like a Deion Sanders, because you see how he go hard for his boys, right?
Amen.
Or for his players at that, right?
Mhm.
Do you think if you had someone like a role model like that in your life, do you think your decision may have played out a little differently?
For sure. Big
Yeah.
time. Big time. Not blaming or casting blame on the people that didn't step up, but definitely, you know, with the right guidance, the right word, the right steering, for sure. Definitely. Because it's like gardening. You know, you water a seed and it's going to bring forth fruit.
Right.
And I just didn't have that. And, you know, that was missing. That was really lacking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So being said that was a lack, right? So you didn't have anyone in specifically like a coach or, you know, that probably can reach out to you. Hey, son, like, what are you doing?
I did.
Uh-huh.
He was busy.
Got it.
You know, he was busy because he was going through what he was going through.
Mhm.
You know, because once you go to the next level, you know, you're on the next level. So
Yeah.
those coaches are focused on the athletes that they have now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the coaches that I was there with in college, some did say some things to me,
Mhm.
but it just wasn't touching home.
It just wasn't registering.
Nah,
Yeah, yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Because you don't think it was coming from a genuine
You know-
place?
No, not at all. For sure.
Okay, got
Definitely.
it.
Yeah.
Because they, to me, they were part of the organization. That's the problem.
Right.
Yes.
So
yes.
you feel like maybe they just looked at you as a number.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Right.
Because it did, you know, the way they played it, you know, and then they come back and speak to you a certain way. So to me, it was like, man, that's some two-faced stuff, man. They just run a game and, you know, they just trying to get their numbers and, you know, it's a job,
Yeah.
you know,
right,
but,
pretty much.
you know, I apologize for feeling that way because genuinely they were good individuals.
Yes.
You know, I still
yes.
keep in touch with some of them to this day.
Yeah.
And they're awesome beings, even though it's a job. But
Yeah.
I was young, full of pride, you know, coming from South Florida.
Yeah.
You know, my senior year, I made MVP. I got a full ride. So on the next level, I'm thinking, I'm that dude.
Yeah.
Man, you get to the next level, everybody's that dude.
Yeah. It's a business.
It is a business.
It's a business.
And you got to be ready. You have to be a student of the game.
pretty much.
And I said I wasn't. So that humbled me big time. So when I got to the next level, I'm bigger, faster, stronger than all the freshmen.
Yeah.
But yet, technique-wise, talent-wise, they're killing it. And I'm standing there scratching like, what am I doing wrong? How can he's slower? He's weaker. He ain't as hard. He's not as menacing,
Yeah.
you know, but he's getting the job done.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck.
Yeah. Because they bought in.
They bought in.
That's the
I
part.
did it.
Yeah.
I was that dude like, man, what's all this science? What's all this, you know, follow this, follow that, you know?
Right, all the
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah, he go down. I got to do this. Nah, coach, the ball's over there. I'm going to the ball.
Yeah.
No, it don't
Yeah,
work
it
that
don't
way.
work that way.
There's a science. Everybody fits where they're supposed to fit. And you got to buy into that. Now, once you buy in and you start tweaking things a little bit and you
Right.
show your talent behind it, then you get to ball
Yeah.
ideas. Thing. But I wasn't trying to hit. I was trying to go now.
Yeah, I feel you. But see what you just said? Let me piggyback off of that. I can attest to that because when I went away to school at Southern Illinois University, I felt like I was lacking like that. Even though I had my coaches there, but I felt like at the time when I was young, you know, just probably being young and dumb, coming from Miami-Dade County, not listening to what these coaches were really, they cared for me, but I just didn't receive it. But I will say that I miss Coach Tim, my running back coach, my position coach.
Yeah.
Right. I just felt like the detachment
Yes.
from not having Coach Tim there, it's like, man, I lacked. You know what I'm saying? Because he understood me and I understood him.
Yeah.
He gave me that tough love, right? Like basically he'll put his foot up my ass and get me going. You know what I'm saying?
There was a serious
Academically,
trust there.
Right. It was a serious trust. So I felt like if I would have had like a Coach Tim, I'm not making no excuses now, but I just think if I would have had like a Coach Tim, to follow my journey, I would have went further, even into the NFL. That's just
When
how
you
I
say
think.
when you put it that way, it is that we don't trust easy.
Yes.
You know, where we come from, in this atmosphere,
Right.
Dade County, you know, Miami, we don't smile.
Yeah.
We don't enjoy ourselves.
Correct,
You
correct.
smile, you soft. What you looking at? What you smiling at? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a messed up, way to be.
Mentality.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And then we
Right.
go up the road with that.
Mhm.
My first week on campus, I'm getting bumped left to right. And every time I turn around looking at these people and they still moving like, yo, how could they not have felt they bumped Big Me?
Yeah.
And they still walking. I'm used to somebody get that close to you. We locked eyes and we grilling, so it's about to be a problem.
Right.
But I say, what's going on here? This is weird. Yeah, I left Dade County.
Yeah.
This is what life really is.
Right. Right.
So no, we don't trust easy, and that's a problem.
Right. So let me ask you this question. So what did the community of North Miami, right, and your family expect from you, right, as a football player? Did they look at you as, yes, Samsin, the next star of the community? Like, how did your community embrace you? Especially when you got the scholarship. When you went home and you told your mother, hey, Mom, I'm getting a full ride. How did your family embrace you, man? Was it like winning the lottery ticket?
No.
Why not?
Not even your mom? Because, I mean, you Haitian and, your mom
Right.
doesn't have to pay for your college. Like,
Yeah, my mom comes from a troubling background, so
Okay.
she didn't receive it how I felt she would.
Okay.
really? So what was her response? Like,
That's your life. That's good for you.
really?
Mm.
So with you saying that, so then when you left college, you left a full ride scholarship behind. What was her thought then?
Oh, well, things changed when she started to believe, because remember, she had no knowledge of this football thing.
Okay.
She never wanted me to play. She just thought I was just trying to stay outside the house,
Mm-hmm.
and vagabond, what I'm saying, and some desert and some business. And then, our senior year, unfortunately, we didn't have a winning season. So she, said, why you always out there? You putting yourself through all that. And every time it's a lose, But she would never come because she
Okay.
was always working, So it was quite a situation, but she believed when I finally went away, and it was a shift in her attitude when I was away. So then when I came home, then I met that cold person again, because she did think that we were going to make it.
Really?
She started to buy in. She called me. It was crazy. She called me and said one day, this was after the birth of my first child, my oldest son.
Okay.
She says, you know what? She says, I was talking to somebody today at work and they were very proud of what you're doing. I said, really? I said, yeah. She said, I'll tell you, you can have all the kids you want. She said, you can have all the kids you want. I'll take care of them. Don't worry. Just bring them home to me. It's not a problem. I said, somebody might have told her I could hit a lick.
Or go to the NFL.
Yeah.
This was high school?
Yeah.
This was
No,
high school?
college.
College.
In
Freshman
college.
year.
Freshman year.
Yeah.
Freshman year, she called out the blue. And, back then there was no cell phones,
Right.
so I know she's calling on the calling card.
Yeah.
And when she said that, I was like, somebody got in her ear, let her know I could make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's when, I started getting the embrace, I got it in. Of course, the high school, the team, my teammates, the players, they were quite, motivation,
Okay.
So when I come home, you see their eyes like, boy, you put on,
Yeah.
you put on. And I was a little bit everywhere to them, so everybody knew. And it's funny, you say SIU, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one time for the Gateway Conference, because I was at Missouri State.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
The
funny.
Bears.
Yeah, the Bears, funny. We played in the same conference.
Plaster Field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right.
So when I came home on break, I said, yeah, where you at, Sam? Yo, where you at? You in Nebraska? No, man, I'm not in Nebraska. Well, I heard you was over here, Ohio. No, man, I'm at Missouri State. So I got love. The community showed me lots of love. It was lots of love. I give them that. The adults, the administrators, it felt great, you know what I'm saying? Because you feel like you got that S on your chest,
Right.
And then the rest of the team, the classes behind you, when you come home and they see you out, I'll be at the fair, right? You know what I'm saying? God bless Edwin, who's coaching at FIU now.
Yeah, shout out to Edwin.
Yeah,
man.
shout out to Edwin and them Golden Panthers.
Yeah.
I saw Edwin one time and the rest of his team from that year at the fair, and I was walking around, and you know what I'm saying, they was calling my name, and it felt like I was a celebrity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it felt great because I know they was doing their thing, and I was proud of them. But yeah, it was an amazing time when you sign and you go off to the next level.
Yeah.
It's super. It's like you're on cloud nine. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you leaving your environment too.
Mhm.
You feel me? You leaving your
Yeah.
environment. So yeah,
It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. Yeah.
But walking away from it, how did it make you feel though? Because you threw
Ooh.
away a scholarship, a
Yeah, I
full
threw away a
ride
full
scholarship.
ride.
You know
And
how
back-
many?
in your era too, you was
Say it.
locked in for 4 years.
4 years. For
It's not like how it is today. You have to renew it every spring.
Nah.
So you had a 4 year. So
Yeah.
okay. So I'm gonna add a question on top of that as well, right? So what led you to that decision to just walk away from it? Like, what was the cause of it?
It was a combination of things. One of which is I felt like I was caught up in a political situation. I thought that, and I always used to hear about it. I used to hear, well, once a coach favors a particular player, then no matter how well you do, you stuck. And I thought that's what it was, but it wasn't. Pride got in the way, and I just gave up. I lost the spirit and the love of the sport.
Okay.
I lost the love for wanting to go out there and smash. I lost the love for want to succeed in that game. And when that happened, it was hard for me to even smell the locker room. It was hard for me to put on pads. It was hard for me to get out of bed and go over there. And when I felt that way, I knew I could get hurt.
Yeah.
Because you go out there, you're not in it. I mean, you're going to get hurt. You could get handicapped.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me just play it wise and not waste these people money and their time. You know what I'm saying? Let me just buy out like a man, let them know how I feel. Because I was hurt. I was hurt that I lost my way because I could have swore I had it figured out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. The shortest amount of time I have to do, I'm going to work hard, run hard, do everything I need to do and get out of here, go get this deal, go sign.
Yeah.
Go to the NFL, take care of my mom, take care of my siblings. But then when I realized that it's no longer it because I didn't have the will to do it. I had 4 years.
Yeah.
I could figure it out as time go by. I could play it off and figure no. It was gone. The spirit of the fight was out, and I felt it. And I didn't want to go out there and then look worse.
So basically, the competitive nature in you just flew out the window.
There was none of it
None
was
of it.
left.
So that decision, when you decided, you know what, I'm gonna walk away. Was it during class? Was it during practice? A football game? It was like, you know what, I'm done. Did you walk away in during the season or during the off season?
During the season, in a worse way too.
So you just walked away from the middle of the season. You didn't pad up.
I did
anything.
it horribly. It was after the first game
Wow.
of my second year, my redshirt freshman year.
Man, you're down.
Not the freshman year that I redshirted,
okay.
but the next year, the following year where I'm supposed to play, I'm supposed to shine. Yeah, because I thought it was the politics I was seeing. So we were playing Tulsa,
Okay.
and I beat this guy during the summer, hands down. I knew it was mine, but yet the coach made the decision, and he was always saying it throughout film sessions. That he said to the kid, I know you missed that tackle because of your ankle, because he had he was rehabbing an ankle injury that he had at the end of the year. So he did rather well the year before, but yet now in the summer, he's a bit slower. He put on a little more weight, and he was a redshirt sophomore. Well, I'm coming up from a hot redshirt year. I was killing him on scout. I had the Outstanding Lifter Award. I put on weight. I was beasting. So that summer I went in and I was taking care of business.
Okay.
So I didn't see him. But yet every film session, he would always make an excuse for the kid. And then when it comes time to watch my plays, he'll fast forward past my stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, man, what's going on? So there was times where I mentioned, yo, coach, hold on. Rewind that, man. He said, that's you that made that play? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nothing. So I'm like, man, this is weird. So then we come Tulsa. We're in Tulsa. And he says, okay. He says, that young man go out first. He said, we'll rotate every 3 plays. It's like, what? I'm supposed to start. But okay, every 3 plays. I said, all right, nothing. As soon as I get in, I'm going to kill it. They're going to see. That 3rd play came, Jit told me, nah, he ain't coming off the field. So, man, I can't go out there and cause beef on TV in front of everybody, so I'm waiting. Jit never coming out.
Right.
We go the whole half. He go to game. I finally get in rep here and there, but for the most part, he's in, not letting me get out there. I ain't going to go cry to the coaches. Now I'm heated on the sideline. We go to halftime. We getting spanked. Tulsa on us. So then they come in there. The coach comes in. They say, all right, Samson, you start second half. We're going to do this, that, and the third, blah, blah. I was already done. From seeing what dude did to me, and none of the coaches are figuring out, nobody paying attention. And I'm thinking it's all on me. See, that's when you're all into yourself in your moment, in your obstacle, in your hardship. You're thinking everybody should be in on it with you.
Right.
You're not thinking, well, this is a bigger picture, man. Everybody's focused on something. You need to speak up or figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, and I just unplugged. So when it was my time to go out, I didn't go out.
Wow. So what did you tell the coaches when your number was called?
I'm straight.
Wow. And what did the coaches say to you?
Man, the coach shed a tear. He was
Your
on
position
the sideline.
coach?
No, my position coach was defensive coordinator. He's up in the booth.
So your head coach?
No, this was a linebacker coach who was in charge. They gave him assignments on the sideline to make sure everybody's subbing in and out.
Okay.
So he's like counting the numbers. He turned and looked, and he calling my name, and I'm on the sideline sitting on the bench, and he calling, hey, come on, you out. I'm like, nah, man, I'm straight. They're like, what happened? I said, nah, I'm done, coach. So I'm done. Because I pride myself on being real, always, since a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I peeped and I thought I smelled BS. I thought I smelled a situation that, nah, y'all gonna use me for this kid. You want to put me in when we down by how many points? I'm not part of this. I was so full of myself and the youth and the pride that I couldn't see clear.
Mm-hmm.
I was just seeing red
Mm-hmm.
and brown. And I just acted an ass. And I said, nah, I'm good. I quit right there.
Damn.
And I'm surprised they didn't leave me there. For real.
Damn. That's true.
And I think back, I was like, damn, boy, I did it dirty. Here's my shot. I didn't think, boy, you go out there and ball the second half, the rest of the season is yours.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that way.
That was your opportunity.
That was my time.
In hindsight now.
Yes.
Now
Of
that
course.
when you reflect.
Yeah. No. Because guess what? I didn't watch movies that dealt with that kind of stuff. I didn't have somebody who went through it to tell me how to come back from it. No, I was just stuck on the moment. Like, man, we losing. I'm not part of this loss.
Yeah.
Man, forget that. Y'all deserve that, man, for letting that kid try me like that. I'm going to go in here and do something, and then what? It's going to be the same thing next week?
Yeah.
I balled out in the summer. The whole summer is mine. But no, you let him get in. So I come back here and save the day. It's going to be the same thing next week and the week after that. So now I'm not part of that.
So let me ask you this. So was there a moment you instantly regretted that decision?
Yeah. As soon as I got back home. Yeah. Reality set in big time.
Did you try to call the coaches, say, hey, I want to come back?
Funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
They called me. It was the new coaching staff.
Okay.
Because that year, besides me, a lot of scholarship players quit.
Really?
Yeah. It was a spirit, I would say, that was in the air as well. But what I could say was something was missing. That in-between person to counsel us was missing. They didn't have that.
Okay.
I believe that some of the greatest organizations have someone there who is either a mom or the dad or somebody to where all the players could relate to and keep all the scholarship players' minds proper.
Right.
Yo, you got to wait your turn. This is how it works. Give them some science. I think that was missing because it wasn't only me, man. We had transfers, ballers from all over the place that was quitting.
Wow.
And I was amongst the numbers. So the organization was like, hey, something's wrong here.
Yeah.
All this money we putting out and they not staying.
Yeah.
So they decided to scrap the whole team. They cut the head coach and, another head coach come in and he bring his whole staff.
Yeah.
And I think it was from, it was another team in our conference that he was pretty decent where he was at. He came and they called me when I was at home. He said, yo, listen, man, this is the new head coach. I've heard about you. I heard some good things and I heard some bad things. I said, okay. He said, what if I could tell you I could bring you back? I said, whoa. I said, that'd be amazing, coach. But, and me going being real again, and I knew it. My young, dumb self, when I quit football, guess what else I quit?
Right.
Classes.
Oh, snap.
Really?
So your grades Your grades, yeah. So you weren't even eligible to even come back.
Nope. Academic suspension.
Damn.
Yeah, I quit. When I quit, I quit. I quit everything.
So did
Remember
they-
I told you,
Yeah.
I only went to classes in high school
Right.
because of football to be eligible.
Right.
So I took that same mentality and energy to college.
Yeah.
What am I to go to these classes for?
Yeah.
For what? I'm not even interested in this crap.
Right.
I'm ready to go home. I'm just here to eat, sleep, and
Play
party.
football.
Yeah.
Oh,
Play
well,
football.
Well, no more football.
no more. Okay.
Eat,
And
sleep, party.
Right. So the program didn't have a Prop 48 program, like you know what I'm saying. Even though you're ineligible, but you could have they could probably put you in a Prop 48 program. You could have still work out with the team and do some. How do you call that?
If they did, I don't think I was eligible for it, or
Okay.
they weren't looking at it because remember, this coach came and he brought players. He had everything set up. It's just little pieces was missing, and I was part of that.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, Coach, if you had a magic wand,
Uh-huh.
I'd be right there with you right now, but I don't think you do. He said, what do you mean? I said, not only when I quit the team, I didn't go to classes, Coach, so I know I'm not eligible. I said, but I am honored and humbled by the phone call. Thank you so much. If I hear from you again, I'm on that plane.
Damn.
He said, let me look into it, and if you hear from me, welcome back.
Okay.
I said, well, thank you. But I know I was going to hear from him, and I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you came back home to do what? What did you do? Life after football. What exactly did you do? What was the plan?
Work.
Work.
What
What did you do for work?
What it was is my mom was struggling, and I remember how hard it was when I was away. There was times where I'd be in the cafeteria away at school and I couldn't eat because I remember being home and no shots at my mom. She did all she could do,
Yeah.
but you're only getting paid so much. You got so many bills, so much you're doing, and might not be enough food. So it was like one meal a day type of situations, and that would be at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just running on fuel and water all day long, going to practice, doing this, that, and the third. So now when I'm in college, all this food. And then every once in a while, I
You
remember,
reflect back at home.
yeah, I'm thinking about my mom, thinking about my siblings,
Right.
and it's hard to eat, like, damn. So now that I quit and I'm ready to go back home, I knew that I had a skill, a talent. I never stopped writing. I used to always write. So I never stopped writing, and I figured I quit. I'm gonna just go home and do music. I'm gonna go rap, like most 95% of the dudes do.
Yeah.
And I came home and I figured I'm gonna work. I'm gonna help my mom with these bills. I'm gonna do what I said I was going to do. I'm gonna try to take care of it best as I can, and I'm gonna try to get into this music game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So how did your wife, your girlfriend at the time, so how did she take it when you said, you know what, I'm coming home? Did she try to like change your thoughts, like, sweetie, please go back? Like, what was her thoughts?
I didn't
how did she
include
take
her in the decision because
Okay.
back then there were no phones. It was just letters and writing. So she didn't know what I was gonna do until I did it.
Okay.
So by then it was too late.
Right.
Yeah.
Dang.
So being that you have a militant mindset, did you ever consider going to the military? Like after?
Not
football?
after. It was before.
Before.
Football saved me from that because
Okay.
I was actually going to the Marines. Yeah. Be honest with you, I just want to go out there and just take lives. Yeah, I gotta be real about it. Yeah,
Not to serve your country, like they say.
whose country?
Hey, I'm
Okay.
just putting it out there, man.
Nah, bro.
I'm just putting it out there.
I was an upset young individual, man, for real. Because I tell you, my mom's anger, what she went through growing up, it transferred to me. That spirit, you know, because she was more tough love.
Yeah.
Tough. When I say tough, tough. I didn't hear her say she loved me until I was in college.
Wow.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, I never. And then when she said it, I paused. I was on the phone like,
Did she really say that?
Yeah.
Like, in the yeah.
I don't want to ask her, what did you? I was like,
Yeah.
in my mind, I was like, is she dying? What's going on?
Yeah.
And then she said, you heard me? I love you too. And that was the end of the conversation. And I just laid in bed like, wow.
My mom
She
said
said it in
loved
English
me.
or Creole?
English
Or English?
with the
Okay.
accent.
With the accent.
I love you.
Right. I feel you, bro.
Yeah, that was like, it was a moment like, wow. I was stuck in time just, and it made me realize, yo, she's never said it.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. It's like, dang. Okay. Copy that.
So let me ask you. So how long did that regret stay with you, though?
Ooh,
How long did it stay with you, man? Because I know sometimes you have regrets, man.
it lasts a lifetime.
It lasts a lifetime.
To my mid-30s.
Damn.
That's a
Yeah,
long
because I
time.
kept having dreams of playing ball.
Yeah.
And I wake up like, okay, boy, let's go. I'm tripping.
And you know the crazy thing about that, you having dreams, right? In your 30s, right? You're having dreams, and guess what? You can never go back.
Ever.
That time is gone, right?
That's
that
it.
time is gone. You can have all the dreams you want, but once that time leaves, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? You missed out on that opportunity.
That window's done.
That was gone.
Yeah, man.
Did any of your sons follow your footsteps and play football?
Both of them.
Really?
And I tried to keep them from it.
Why?
Because the trauma, man. Because to know that A, you could get hurt. B, anything can happen and you don't make it and you're crushed and now you got to live with that regret. You know, I tried to push them towards soccer and baseball, you know, because there's less contacts, more money, it make more sense. No, they want to play ball. So I let them, you know, I encouraged them. Whatever they did, I encouraged them to do it.
Well, at least you didn't allow your fear to hold them back from
No.
what it is that they wanted to do.
No.
So that's good.
Yeah, I never want to be to blame, you know, for, you know, holding them back from doing what they really want to do.
Gotcha.
So let's get a little bit more personal about Samson. Okay.
Yes, man.
All right. So you had 7 locks, right? You had locks in your hair.
I did, yes.
Okay. Coming from a Haitian household, how was that? Like, I know, did your mom look at you crazy?
Of course. I snuck him in, you know. And then once they started getting to be, you know, you could really see him, she told me, because it was about a senior year where she started really seeing him. And she told me, you know, I don't want to see that on your head. At least if you're going to do that, cover your head when you're in the house. Yeah. So I covered my head when I was in the house. But she definitely didn't like it. She didn't like none of that.
So the number, 7 locks. Biblically, 7 locks symbolizes perfection or completion. Was it symbolic for you, or is it just, it was?
Big time.
With you
Because I didn't
getting
form
7?
them. They just went. I didn't take care of them like that. I didn't want them neat. I didn't want them single like that. I just let them grow, you know what I'm saying, just wicked locks. And they happened to come out to 7. And I knew it. You know, I didn't try to form it that way, but it came, and I didn't separate them so it wouldn't be 7. I said, well, sure, if they're going to do 7, I'll take it. You know, I saw it as a sign that I was along the right path, you know. It did empower me to know that, you know, Samson in the Bible, that he had 7 locks.
Yeah.
You know, so it fit perfectly.
Right.
Okay.
So you didn't have a Delilah to why you cut it off, right? So why did you cut it off eventually?
Life.
Really? How long did you have it, rather? And then why did you cut it off?
10 years.
10 years.
10
Okay,
years
not
long.
bad.
It was down
Okay.
to my waist. And I was just tired of struggling because I knew I wasn't naive to think that, you know, I could look however I want to look and they're going to accept me. No, I already knew it.
Right.
I only kept it because I was doing the music and it went with my persona and the message I was giving. I was trying to paint a whole picture. But then I still got kids and I'm having more children and more bills and I got responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I was already in the security at that time. And I figured, man, you know, I need a fresh start.
Right.
And I chopped them the day before I got baptized.
Okay.
Yeah. At the church. We got baptized and it was a talent show.
Amen to that.
Yeah. We had a talent show. This was 2007. It was a talent show and I planned it out. I said, I'm going to perform a song and then I'm going to cut my locks on stage. And that's what I did. I actually called my wife up. You know, she didn't know what I was going to do. Nobody expected it. So I had my hair covered like I used to have it covered in a kufi, did my performance, and then I stopped in the middle of the performance and I started talking and I started testifying. And then I took the hair covering off and I said, well, you know, I'm going to do something. You know, it's time for new beginnings because it was that year, the theme was new beginnings. And I said, well, you know, it's time for new beginnings. It's time to, you know, dedicate this moment to new beginnings. And I pull the scissors out of my pockets. And I call my wife up, and she ran up there. As soon as she saw the scissors, she ran up to the stage because she couldn't wait for me to cut them. And I handed it to her, and when I'm talking, I didn't even signal her, but she went to cut.
Wow.
Yeah, she went to cutting. And she would, and at that time she would pass each lock to my daughter, my oldest daughter now. Shout out to my baby girl, Mary. She's 20.
Oh,
So at that time she was maybe 3 or 4.
okay.
And you just see her standing there just holding it, and she looking at me like,
Wow.
she looking at the
Right.
hair, big old locks she's holding, and it was a moment.
Right.
And it's a new beginning, and it
How
was
did
a
it make
beautiful
you
moment.
feel? Like, did you feel liberated?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, very, very liberated. Especially when I went and got the cut the next day and I got fresh.
Yeah.
Especially when the water touched my scalp, it was like a commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause the water immediately hit you and it's down your body. I felt like I was in a herbal essence commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got locks, it take a minute because your locks are soaking up all the water, but
Yeah.
everything instant. I was like, whoa! I jumped a little when I felt it. Ooh, wow! And it was refreshing,
Gotcha.
and life changed.
Wow.
So
quickly.
you spoke of your queen. How long have you been married to her?
Well, we've been married. We've been married for 17 years. I've been together this year 29 years.
Wow.
So our anniversary is coming around at
Yeah.
30, big 30. It's my high school sweetheart.
Yeah. I told you.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's
Yeah.
what's up. Shout
Yeah.
out, Queen. Hey, Queen.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I've always wanted that. Growing
For
up, like I didn't have much. I didn't have siblings for a certain period of time, so TV was my big thing.
Okay.
And the Cosby Show, those strong black shows. I think it was Wonder Years as well. I remember there was a show that there was a high school sweetheart there, but I know big time the Cosby Show was major for me. Cliff and Claire's relationship was big time for me.
Yeah.
That was major, and I said, man, I want that. I want a relationship like that. I want to find her now because I knew that I was going to be great. And I didn't want to have to try to find someone in my greatness because it was going to be fake,
Yeah.
I want to find someone that I could grow with, that I could grind with,
Yeah.
that I could build with. And praise God, I did.
Yeah.
It didn't come easy, but
Right.
Yeah.
I want to kind of go back. I want to ask you something because you mentioned you lived with the regret for 30 years, right? So living with that regret for 30 years, did it affect you financially? Like, did you find yourself like? Did you just find yourself like struggling in a quicksand because of you walked away from such a great opportunity? Did you feel like the Most High was just punishing you just for making that such decision?
I don't think he was punishing me.
Okay.
I do think that he was allowing me to take my stripes.
Okay, got it.
Because before was the grace, before was my mom's prayers, before was my being naive and not knowing. Now you know.
Okay.
Now you gotta eat it. Now you gotta lay in your bed.
Yeah.
I didn't make any excuses. I knew what the problem was, and I would never blame God for it.
Okay.
I would beg for forgiveness. I would make wagers. Hey, you bless me again. I promise I'll do it right. I'll never fade away. I'll never distant. But I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? I knew I did that.
Okay.
Yeah. I
So
accepted
how did
that.
you overcome the regret? Okay, let me ask you this. How did you overcome the regret, and what made you pivot into ministry?
Well, overcoming the regret, staying busy, and I dove into my children's lives.
Okay.
So my son said he want to do something. All right, let's do it. And I just focused on him and poured everything I had into him. And then my next one came, same thing. And I poured into my wife. What she wanted to do, all right, let's do it. And I just forgot about me. I did my music, but music was showing me that down here, it's not easy. It's not the thing.
Not here.
No, not at all. So, that kept me busy, and that gave me a different goal.
Yeah.
But that soon showed me, with all the network connections, with everybody I met, and no matter how close I thought I got, you never let in the door.
Yeah.
And so, but my children, my family, that's what really grounded me. That's what
kept
helped
you
me.
motivated.
Oh yeah, big time. Because now it's like, maybe I am being selfish. I need to punch in more with my tribe.
Okay.
And when I did that, that's what helped me overcome that.
Got it.
Yeah, because I got busy with something that was greater than me.
Got it.
And I knew that all I put into it, they shine, I'm going to get my piece of shine off that.
Yeah.
So I'm not a total waste.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because I did feel like it.
Okay.
and, you know, struggling. Yeah, bread was tough. My wife was always the breadwinner. You know, she was wise enough to get into medical, and I just helped promote and push her. So what helped me was knowing that my mom didn't have that kind of support,
Yeah.
and she did a lot with what little that she had. So I said, well, man, if I could support this queen and pour all I can into her, well, we gonna make it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And sooner or later, God will bless me again, somewhere,
Abundantly.
somehow, for pouring into his children.
Right.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah. And look at you. You're looking good now.
Amen.
Surely.
Praise
Ladies,
God.
You heard what
Surely.
he just said? His queen was the breadwinner.
Yes.
She
Yes.
was the breadwinner. He's been with his queen for 30, going on 30
Going on
years.
30 years.
Yeah.
And half of y'all can't even go 50-50 with a man
Oh,
just for
man.
a time period.
A season.
Just for
Wow.
a season.
Just for a season.
Just for a season. You can't go 50-50 with a man just for a season. And his queen was the breadwinner.
breadwinner. Long
Come
time.
on now. Take
Long time.
notes. Take notes to the people who have the stories, to the people that have the resume.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
So
Twin.
let me ask you this then. How long after like meeting your wife or being with your wife did you say, okay, this is the one? Like, I'm going to marry this woman.
Oh, man. I knew it like before we got together.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I approached her.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife was in a horrible accident, and she almost didn't make it. And it was my best friend, my brother, who, you know, he was tight with her, and he introduced me to her, and he used to visit her like every day, and he brought us along.
Okay.
And what I didn't know was, out of the 5 days we would visit her, he would visit her 7 days. Yeah, they were tight. They were best friends. And watching her come back from that, mind you, she was in a full body cast in the bed, like stanking, right? But I seen her come back from that. Watching her come back from that and not miss a beat and still graduate with us. You know, she was still on track with us. It was the day, I know the moment, and I always tell the story. And, you know, when I tell the story, she's like, here he goes, here he goes. My wife's a goof, right? She liked to clown and do funny stuff.
Okay.
That's part of what I was attracted to her for, because she was joyful and positive. And we would go hang out at my brother's spot, and that was the place to hang out. He had the food, he had the AC, it was chill. So as we're walking down this corridor to go to the apartment, and I'm in deep thought of whatever I'm going through, all of a sudden, this girl who was just in a half body cast starts skipping in front of me like something's fun. Me, I'm in a moment like, man, ain't nothing fun right here. But then I see her and it snaps me. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this the same female that we used to visit 5 days a week in a bed, in a cast, could barely speak, just scarred? And no lie, when we first saw her, we didn't think she was going to come back from that. It was like, boy, man, she's done.
Right.
But here she is, skipping, hopping and skipping in front of me.
God's plan.
And it hit me. That's what I need in my life. Now, the only obstacle in the way is how to tell my brother that that's what I need. And I knew at that moment, I said, yeah, she's the one.
Yeah.
It took maybe about 2 years, another 2 years before I could seal the deal. But she was always on my mind, and I was always getting ready for that moment.
Right.
I was just waiting for things to simmer down a little bit between their relationship, you know. But they never had a relationship like that.
Okay.
They were just real tight. I was just trying to make sure that I wasn't wrong for stepping in. But I did catch heat for it, you know. Everybody looked at me a certain way about it. But like you say, God's plan. Look at us now, you know.
So let me ask you this. Are you like the only child? I mean, I hear you speak of siblings, but are those your mom children or?
I have siblings. The brother I'm speaking about is a brother from another mother,
Okay.
right? So we're not blood, but blood could make me no tighter.
Got it.
Yeah, he's an amazing dude. That's my brother for sure.
Okay.
But I do have siblings. I do have one brother. And
From your mom?
From
or?
my mother.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay.
I have
But you're the oldest, maybe?
Second
Second,
oldest.
okay.
My oldest sister passed in Haiti.
Okay.
Yeah, from the cholera breakout. And then there's me, 2 sisters, and baby brother.
Okay, because you speak of like you having to, having thoughts of, holding it down. And
Yes.
that's why I was like, are you the only child?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But fun fact I learned is that your dad is Jamaican.
Yes.
But you embrace the Haitian culture.
Of
more.
course, yes, because I was raised by my mother.
Uh-huh.
I never knew my dad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he wasn't, and I understand why. I'm not gonna blame him.
Yeah.
Like I told you, my mother was tough,
Okay.
so I can only imagine what.
She was like with your dad. Okay, got
So
it.
how did that happen? Did your mom meet pops here in Miami, or had to?
Yeah, and it was an old project back in the days that your past coming here on Biscayne is called Sable Palm.
I don't see
Okay.
Palm,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Of course.
So I was there, born, and we left after a certain time, but that's where they met, I believe. I don't know the whole story. She never really divulged it for me, but yeah, he was a character in his own right, doing what he was doing, and they met up, and here I am.
So you know nothing about your dad? Nothing
Only
at
that
all?
he's Jamaican. I was named after him.
Okay.
He's the second. I was the third. I did hear from him, surprisingly, after Hurricane Gilbert. Which was weird. I guess he might have had a moment. Yeah, because the phone rang out of nowhere, and I heard a voice, and he asked me. He says, Junior, and with an accent, Jamaican accent. I said, "Who's this?" He said, "It's me. It's your father." I said, "Man, who's this?" He says, "Gilbert." He said, "Yeah, man." He says, "Man, I'm here with your grandfather." And I'm sitting there, what the heck's going on? Just had a Hurricane Gilbert just hit Jamaica, hit the islands. Now this dude calling me, telling me he's the old boy, this, that, and the third. So we had a brief conversation. And then that was it. I didn't hear from him ever since then. But I guess he might have almost died, or just the whole situation with the hurricane. Maybe he had a moment and he just wanted to reach out. It's just weird to me, I ain't hear from him in forever. I have brief little memories of the man, but just out the blue.
Is Pop still around?
You don't know.
I don't know.
But what about moms? Is mom
Of
still
course,
around?
yes.
She's still
Yes,
around.
she is, man. That soldier ain't going nowhere.
Do you have any resentment towards your dad?
Nah.
No.
Man, I'll
Okay.
tell you, my
'Cause
mom's
like you
tough,
said, your
man.
mom. Okay,
My
got
mom's
it.
tough. I can understand why.
Yeah.
I've seen her. I seen what she put dudes through, man. It's like, no, I can understand that. Yeah, no, she's a strong Haitian queen. I get that.
So even though you and your father never had a relationship, what about his family? You ever meet his family?
Once, and it was crazy. As a jit, I was like maybe second grade or something, playing around, and I went to the cafeteria for breakfast, and a lady came and sat next to me, and she said she noticed because another kid dropped my Trapper Keeper. We had a Trapper Keeper folders type vibe.
Yeah.
Had my name on it, and one of the kids called out to me, say, hey, he dropped your folder. Okay. And I'm sitting there eating, and she just came and sat down, and I looked at the corner of my eye. Mom told me never speak to strangers. So I'm just eating and trying to ignore her. And she asked me questions. She said, hey. She said, I know. She said, yeah, I see your name's Gilbert. Are you Jamaican? And I'm like, she says, okay. She says, because my husband is named Gilbert.
Oh.
He's Jamaican. I says, I keep eating. She said, well, that's my daughter over there. And I act like I look. I nod my head. But I ain't trying to have no parts of this right now. This is weird.
Yeah.
Grown-ass lady sitting next to me asking me these personal questions, and then she tell me her husband might be my dad, and that might be my sister over there. But I was just so stunned. And so I like, can't be. I go home, I tell my mom, and nonchalantly, she says, yeah, that's your dad's wife.
Okay, so we gonna sing Class Petite Day,
What the
y'all.
heck?
Oh my God.
You see me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you knew this, I could have, I could have connected and I could meet my old boy. That's my sister. That's my step. No. Yeah.
Did you see any similarities with your sister or yours?
I didn't
no?
even look.
Okay.
I just looked.
You just glanced, right? You act like you
glanced and
did.
turned my head.
Got it,
You know what I'm
got
saying?
it.
Because this was weird. I was like, this can't be. Nah, stop playing. But it was.
Your mama was bold.
Buddy, she's something else, man. My queen is something else.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, man. So what got you into ministry? What pulled you in? Was there a specific minister that you looked up to that got you into ministry?
My mother.
Okay.
Because through all that,
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff we've been through, and we've been through a lot, she would always talk about God.
Okay.
Always talk about God. Always singing, always praying. I could hear her talking to God out loud. She made God real.
Okay.
And I saw every time he would deliver us through a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Evictions, powers out, this, that. I seen my old girl fight people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I seen her fight and rustle a pistol out of lady hand for bread. Yeah.
Wow.
I seen a lot through this lady. And every time God would come through. So then it was time in life for me to put that faith into action.
Okay.
And it worked. So I was like, whoa, it's real. So all through life, having to grow up quickly because she taught me Creole, of course. She raised me off the language.
Yeah.
I would speak English to her, and she learned English through me and, of course, through work.
Yeah.
So I had to grow up quickly. And by having to grow up quickly and being her person that she speak her issues to, and we pray together, that just pulled me in and drew me into the whole spiritual aspect of everything. I just bought in because I saw it firsthand. It made sense.
Yeah.
This is what I was molded and brought into. So when you look at like that, it makes so much sense because that's all I knew. That's all that was the focus, and it worked. And I bought in, and it was just always it was me all the time.
Okay.
Because I was always same way I preached to y'all.
Yeah.
I was preaching to kids in class as a kid. You know, not really the word, but about positive energy and man, you got to stand firm. This, that, and the third. And they would look at me weird, like, what's wrong with this kid?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is the world that I got to go back to when I get out of class.
Yeah.
I got a lady who coming home telling me her problems. You know what I'm saying? Talking about it. What do you think I should do? She put me on that level to open up my mind, and I have to fast forward and forget the jit shit. Yo, forget those toys right now. Come sit down. Come listen to what happened today. And I got to listen and hear her out. And I got to think of the right moves to make.
Right.
So, she pushed the gas on my growth.
Gotcha.
And that's what did it. Because
Wow.
I've seen God come through.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all the time, every time. I'm talking about situations where I didn't think, and I prayed. As soon as I opened my eyes, delivered. It's like, wow.
Wow.
So do you think you're more like religious or spiritual?
Spiritual, because I'm not the average Christian. And the more and more I look at what Christianity is becoming, I can honestly say that sooner or later, I'm not.
It's a joke. Just
The way it is,
Right.
the looseness of it, how easy you could allegedly be saved, you know what I'm saying? It's not your works, you're saved by the blood. I understand all that, but nah, they preaching it wrong.
Yeah.
It's more than just the blood, bruh. Because you get washed and go out there and get dirty again, bro, you're not recognizable, you're dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though the blood cover you, still got to walk it out and live it a certain way.
Yeah.
And they preaching it wrong. And it's a lot of different things I don't agree with, especially the fact that knowing all of these books are godly inspired. All of them. Everything created is godly inspired.
Agree.
But man corrupts it.
Yes.
They're going to tell me, Christians tell me, oh, why would you think, how do you think that why would God allow for his word to be corrupted? God created man, didn't he?
Gave us free will.
He gave us free will, right?
Yeah.
Agree.
Gave the same people who were inspired to create the book free will in it. So how could you just think that
Right.
the colonizer that gave us this book, they know there's freedom in it.
Yeah.
They're going to give us freedom? Stop.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Yeah. Real talk.
The reason, and I love the truth, because when you seek God wholeheartedly, you know that you can't find him in no book.
Yeah.
You got to find him one-on-one
Yeah.
in those moments.
And I feel you on that. That's why I don't believe in people praying for me. I don't know why that is, because I'd rather go into a closet and pray on my own.
That's the realest.
Yeah.
Because
that individuals, man, just like we
Right.
are.
Right.
They sin just like we sin.
Right.
Right.
And some people who call themselves quote unquote Christians be the most wickedest.
Oh, boy.
And do the most wickedest thing.
Yes.
So for me, I go by character. You Christian, okay, how are you as a person? How do you treat people? You know, I don't care if you could quote the Bible back and forth, but how are you with people?
Oh boy, that's real.
Right?
That's real.
How do you treat people when they're in their situation? Okay, yeah, you can pray for me, but how can you help me in my situation? You know, and most Christians are not like that. You know, they'll say, oh, I'm going to pray for you. And then calling somebody else up. Oh, did you hear about
Exactly.
such and such?
Spraying your,
Brother.
oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of that.
It's a real thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And let's not, for those watching and listening, it's not a Christian thing.
It's not.
It's a person thing. It's the people, because every culture,
of course,
every belief,
of course,
every religion,
of course,
got that.
Right.
So your one-on-one time with your creator, that's the best time.
That's why it has to be more personal.
It has to be.
More personal.
It has to be. Now, I won't turn down prayer from a real true believer, that I trust.
Like a warrior.
Right.
Yeah, warrior.
Right.
Yeah.
But not just any person.
Not just anybody.
Not just any
you
person.
can't let just anybody pray
on
for you.
No,
You can't do that. We know that. That's no bueno. Like those always tell you can't eat from everybody.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, you can't let everybody speak on you.
Right.
You got a baby, you can't let everybody hold your baby. Especially if the baby starts crying, you get around somebody, you might want to slide from that person. With
Or even your crown. Can't have anybody touching your head.
that's real.
Putting hands
that
on
transfer
your head.
energy, it's what it is for real.
Yeah.
But you only know these things when you spend that one-on-one time and you listen.
Yeah.
And when you listen and you hear him, you move on his guidance.
Agree.
Right.
Because it's real. God is within.
I agree.
God is within. And he'll speak to you. And you'll hear him clearly.
But one thing I would say, man, I remember when I was a youngster, because I've been knowing you for 25 years. I met you in 2000. You may not remember this. Me and you was having this conversation, man. Let me tell you how far me and Samsin go back, man. I remember playing football in high school. This man used to pull up to the school on his bicycle, had the long dreads, had the Bob Marley tee on, and used to always come to me. He used to always say, Arlen, don't worry about these girls. You used to always tell me that. He said, look, don't worry about these females. Don't worry about what's going on around you. When you come back, all this is still going to be here. Meanwhile, I had a baby on the way.
That's crazy.
Right. But no one knew it, though.
I didn't know that.
No one knew it.
But I guess the spirit moved to,
Right.
that's crazy.
But I was being hard-headed.
Yeah.
You preaching to me now, but I'm being hard-headed. I'm not being obedient, right? The coaches even jacked me up. Coach Latito, Coach Tim, they jacked my ass up. Like, son, what are you doing? Are you going to throw your life away? I'm telling you, nobody knew, man.
Wow.
The coaches kept it on the low-low.
That's
They kept it
something
on the
else.
low-low. This man used to preach to me even when I used to go to the clubs. When I would see you, you always had a message for me, man.
Yeah.
All the time. You always had a message for me, man. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the reason why, man.
That's his will.
Yeah.
He
exactly.
did that. Yeah, not
Exactly.
me. Not me, man. But when he moves,
Mm-hmm.
it's just you just have something in you, it's just something. I don't know. I can't explain it as best as I could, but let's just say that when the spirit moves,
Yeah.
you got to move with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't even fight it.
Yeah.
It just come out.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, because it's on you.
Yeah.
I got to
much.
say this.
Yeah.
And they ask some people, well, what make you say that to me? I just feel you needed it.
Yeah. And also, too, what I admired about you, man, you used to always ask me, hey, how's your grades? Are you keeping up with your grades? Because, hey, if you don't have your grades, you won't be able to go to college and play football.
Not at all.
And you used to tell me about your experiences that you went through, and you didn't want that for us. Not only me, you used to talk to Big Woody,
Yeah.
Samson, rest in peace, Brian Patter,
Yeah.
all the guys. You used to talk to,
Everybody.
you was a mentor to all of us. You
I
understand?
remember them days.
Some of us took heed, some of us didn't, right? But I will always say I admire you for that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always hold a special place for you.
Man, I appreciate
You know what I'm
that.
saying? Yeah, you my big brother.
Man, I thought,
that?
no lie.
Uh-huh.
After a while, I was like, man, these just ain't listening to me. Man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just one of these dudes. A dude who ain't make it come out here on a bike just talking ish, because they used to laugh for the most part.
Yeah.
I think they find it funny, because I was a character with it. But one story is when I was working in iguanas, and this would really touch me. This helped me a lot. I was going through a lot working at iguanas.
Okay.
Because I was back not too long, and I had to suffer the humility of, I thought you was in college. What happened? Everybody asked that. Iguanas, everybody there from the hood. And every time I see a face, I know, and they start talking and whispering, I was like, oh, damn, here it comes. I know they're going to ask me. They're going to ask me. And it was tough to answer. But I just told him straight up, I said, man, I lost my way, I lost my mind. I walked away from the best situation of my life.
Yeah.
Now I'm here. That's it. Well, I was going through it, a little bit of bread, hard times, and we close up for the night and we're escorting people out. And this one youngin', typical Miami kid, dreads, gold teeth, and he was lit. And I said, yo, man, you don't hear what I said, man, lights are on, it's time to go. So he turned around, he says, oh shit, coach. Look, so you don't remember me? And I'm not in the mood at all, because I was going through. I'm ready for him to leave. So the moment they leave, I get to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nah, man, I don't know you, man. It's time to go. They're like, yo. He said, you don't understand what you did for me. He said, man, you saved my life. I says, looked at him, and right there on the dance floor, just start crying in the middle of the club. And I start tearing because I needed that, because I felt worthless.
Yeah.
Here I am. I got jits. I made promises. People was counting on me. And I walked away from the best situation of my life. And now I'm in this ish. And I don't know what to do. And I can't see the forest from the trees. But yet, here's a testimony of what me coming out there on the bike, sharing my moments and my time and my experience with y'all. He testifying.
Yeah.
We hugged it out. We prayed right there. And that moment, I could say, when that prayer came out, it continued to encourage me to pray more with people. And that started pushing me more so along the ministry, more and more.
Okay.
Those moments. Because literally, I had a club ministry, which was crazy. The promoters didn't like it too much, but those who believe, they ain't touch it. They're like, hey, man, he got a message. If it's here in the club, let it be. Don't mess with that dude. Everybody's cool. Nobody's fighting. You know, ain't messing with the money. It's for whoever it's for.
Got it.
So shout out to all the promoters, all of my bosses when I was working the clubs that allowed God to work his ministry through me in the club, believe it or not. That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, Jesus
so-
went into the club.
So before we wrap up, do you have any last questions for Samsin, twin? Before we wrap up, any last questions
no
you
questions.
have?
Just what word would you give to the people? It's like motivational.
What advice would you give to the youth that's playing football now that we're back in football season? So what advice would you give a youngster that's going through some things, that's going through some ups and downs in college or whether in high school? They don't know where to turn to, where to pivot to. What would you tell that young man or that young lady that's playing collegiate sports?
See God more than anything else.
Yeah.
Be truthful. Be true to yourself. Accept wisdom, knowledge, and wisdom from your elders, the coaches. Even though, yes, it's a business, they are there for you.
Okay.
So whatever positive guidance they give you, accept it.
Okay.
Become a student of the game.
Okay.
That was my major downfall.
Okay.
I thought I was too good to sit there and watch film and to learn the X's and O's of what it meant. No, if you're going to do a thing, do it to the fullest.
Yeah.
Become a student to the point to where you can be a teacher. So then at the end of the day, when you finally walk away, you can have your head held high, knowing that you did it from A to Z, and if it didn't work out, it ain't on me.
Okay.
Right.
It just might not have been for me, but I did it and I put in my all. And that's where we all fall short. We're not honest with ourselves.
Okay.
Even in relationships, when people separate, did you try therapy? Did you pray together? Did you actually give your all to that person? Were you honest with that person? Did you treat that person the way you wanted someone to treat your parents?
Yeah.
Good questions.
That's the thing. We don't ever look at it that way. We don't ever look at it that way for real.
Okay.
I try to treat my wife, the way that I wanted my mom to be treated.
Okay.
Because who does a king love more than anybody else in the world besides himself?
Love is queen.
His queen. And my queens are the queen bee, which is my mother, and the queen of all queens, which is my wife.
Okay.
So I do my best to treat the queen of all queens like I've always wanted someone to treat the queen bee.
Okay.
That's my focus. So when I do that, I know that God will make sure that for my young queens, my daughters,
Yeah.
he'll bring forth someone with that same energy.
Love it.
Okay, love it. That's what's up.
Yeah.
A
yeah.
round of applause for Samson.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Round of applause for y'all. Thank you so much for having me. Beautiful people.
Thank you.
Thank you, my
Beautiful
brother.
people. And like I said, Tisha, forgive me, but Arlen didn't tell me his sister was so lovely.
Now.
Appreciate
Watch out now.
that, man. Appreciate that. Hey, man, it's nothing but love, man. Appreciate
For
that,
sure,
man.
for sure.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for tapping in with me, Talks with AJ podcast, and also, my co-host, my twin, and also having my brother here, Samsin Hylton, on the show with us. I see you guys been watching the show. I'm going to ask you guys, please hit the subscription button. I'm losing my train of thoughts. Also, hit the like button. It would help the channel to grow, and the more the channel grow, the more it can reach people. Also, I want to thank you guys for your continued support. You can follow me on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, my YouTube channel, one word, Talks with AJ Podcast. Where can they find you on social media, Samson?
Instagram, Militant Minister.
Okay,
And I think it's the same thing on Facebook.
okay,
If it's not Samson Wildfire.
okay.
Yeah, same
Okay,
thing.
so if you guys looking for a word and you looking for some inspiration,
Yeah.
you can tap in with my brother, Militant Minister, on Instagram. Okay,
And it's not for everybody, I let you know.
right,
It's not the average
Right.
word.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yes.
So thank you guys. Thank you again for rocking with me. Peace.